We have our database tables and models. Now let us build the backend controller that handles all the product operations. Listing products, creating new ones, updating existing ones, and deleting them. These 4 operations, create, read, update, delete, are so common in web development that they have their own acronym, CRUD. Almost every feature you build in a web app is some variation of CRUD. Open your terminal, and we will generate a resource controller. A resource controller is a controller where Laravel pre-fills the standard method names for CRUD operations, so you do not have to type them. PHP artisan make, controller product controller, resource, model equals product. Here specify the controller name. The resource flag generates a controller with 7 methods. The model flag wires up the model, so Laravel can automatically look up products by their ID in the URL. You can see the 7 generated methods: index, create, store, show, edit, update, and destroy. For an Inertia app, we only need 5 of these, because create and edit pages are handled by the frontend. We will implement index, store, update, and destroy. The index method responds to a GET request to /products. Its job is to fetch all products from the database and send them to the React frontend. Let me walk through this. Product with category tells Laravel to load each product along with its related category in one efficient query. Without with, Laravel would fire a separate query for every single product's category. This is called the N+1 problem, and it kills performance at scale. -latest orders the results by created or descending, so newest products appear first. Inertia, render, product/index, is the key line. Instead of returning a JSON response or a blade view, we call Inertia's render method. The first argument is the path to a React component inside resources /js/pages. The second argument is an array of data. This becomes the props of that React component. That is the entire bridge between Laravel and React. We also pass categories because the create and edit forms will need a list of categories to show in a dropdown. The store method handles post requests when a user submits the create product form. Before we write it, let us create a form request class for validation. PHP artisan make request store product request. A form request is a dedicated class that handles validation rules. We could put validation directly inside the controller, but extracting it into its own class keeps the controller clean and makes the rules easy to find and reuse. Each rule is an array of constraints. Required means the field must be present. String means it must be text. Exists, categories. ID means the value must exist as an ID in the categories table. This prevents the user from submitting a fake category ID. Image means it must be an uploaded image file. Max 2048 limits the file to 2 megabytes. Now let's write the store method back in product controller. $request dash validated returns only the data that passed validation, nothing extra. We then check if an image was uploaded, store it in the public disk under a products folder, and save the path. Product. Create $data inserts a new row. Laravel sets the created_at and updated_at columns automatically. Finally, we redirect back to the product list. Notice there is no flash message here. We deliberately keep the backend lane. In the next episode, we will wire up the React side, and we will show a success toast directly in the frontend's onSuccess callback. That approach is simpler and does not require touching Inertia's shared props middleware at all. The update method is very similar to store, but it receives an existing product and modifies it. PHP artisan make. Request update product request. Open the new validation class and update it as follows. The conditions are much similar to the store product request class. Now let's use it on the update method on product controller. Let me write down the method logic here. Notice the method signature, product. Because we used model when generating the controller, Laravel automatically looks up the product by the ID in the URL and injects it here. If no product exists with that ID, Laravel returns a 404. This feature is called route model binding, and it saves us from writing the lookup code manually. Before storing a new image, we delete the old one if it exists, to avoid leaving unused files on the server. The destroy method is the simplest. Just check if there is an image stored for the items or product requested to be deleted. If yes, we delete it, and then we delete the product itself. After that, just redirect user back to the product index page. We need to tell Laravel about our new controller. Open routes/web.php. I will add all routes we need through the tutorial, but I will comment some of them, so they won't give us errors. So we have remained with only the resource route, which deals with the product controller. Route. Resource is a shortcut that registers all 7 CRUD routes at once. We chain dash, accept, create, show, edit, because those 3 routes are only needed when the backend renders dedicated pages for those forms. In an Inertia app, the React frontend handles the form UI inline, so we do not need those routes. For products, this leaves us with get/products for the list, post/products for create, put/product/product for update, and delete/product/product for delete. All routes are inside the auth and verified middleware group, meaning only logged-in users with a verified email can access them. Our backend is now complete for products. We have a controller with index, store, update, and destroy methods. We have validation via form request classes, and we have routes registered. In the next episode, we will build the React frontend for this, the product list page, the create form, and the edit form, all wired up to the backend we just built. See you there.